I don't believe that I will ever receive an award for telling people about all of the truths that have been disguised and not exposed to the general population in America and the world. In other words, I don't believe that I will ever be rewarded by any man on this planet for disclosing all of the atrocities that occur from day to day against humanity, all for the sake of profit, all for the sake of, expanding someone else's so called horizons and lifestyle at the expense of others. I call it a moral issue. Some others simply call it capitalism. It's about the almighty dollar, it's about money, it's about their principles, their agenda. And we, the people, have to pay. We have to pay dearly, even if it means paying with our lives. So, what I'm really talking about today is our habits and what has become our habits virtually since we've been in this world. Within the past 200-300 years, at least, the inventions and concoctions and the industries that have been born, not only in America but in the world, that contribute to our bad habits, our bad health, our bad lifestyle, our poor family conditions. I'm just trying to get you to think, as my one friend, my YouTube friend, says all of the time. Just trying to get you to think. It is not my intent to try to tell you to do anything with your life, but it is my intent to make you aware. Sometimes it seems as though I'm being brutally honest with you because you perceive it that way. Other times, you sort of take it with a chagrin. Some people slough it off altogether. Some people say, he's correct. But I'm not going to change because I enjoy what I'm doing. So what are some of those things that we do in terms of habit that could be harming our health? Well, I might extend a little bit beyond the things that I'm going to use as an example. So just bear with me for a moment. How about starting with some of the things that we consume from our markets, from our grocery stores and our shopping centers and our various outlets? Some of the things that I'm going to mention, some of the key things are things that people love to indulge in. But just because you love it, just because you enjoy it, doesn't mean that it's good for you. So, one thing I have here, what does it look like? It is a bottle of wine, Moscato. Okay. Now, is wine bad for you? There's some doctors say that red wine is good for you. I'm not debating whether or not wine is bad for you. I'm not going to argue with you. But I will say that wine does contain alcohol. And I don't happen to have a beer or some hard liquor in front of me, some alcohol, more specifically, spirits, whatever you want to call them. But your liver and your body does not metabolize alcohol. It doesn't. As a matter of fact, your liver becomes damaged by you drinking alcohol. I don't care if you don't have any symptoms right now. How do you really know what's going on internally in your system until it manifests later on as maybe some cancer? I'm just trying to get you to think. So, am I advocating not drinking alcohol? You have to make your own choices, your own decisions, brothers and sisters. All of you that's watching me right now. Do I drink alcohol? No, never have. I'm not saying that I'm better than anyone either. I just decided that that's not something that I want to indulge in. Another thing that's very common is sugar. You know what this is. Is sugar good for you? Sometimes it's found in the form of candies. Tastes good. Pop tastes good. Potato chip products taste good. But those things that I just showed you, do they have any nutrition or nutritional value at all? You already know the answer. Zero. No nutrition, no vitamins, no minerals, no enzymes, no amino acids, no fiber, nothing. They're empty calories. They only serve one purpose, and that is to please your taste buds at the expense of possibly receiving diabetes. Yes, diabetes. At the expense of having to be on insulin because you'll damage your pancreas because it's not going to be able to put out enough insulin because of the excess sugar that you are intaking, because people don't know when to stop. They indulge. They go full speed ahead. And we consume sugar 24/7 if we could. But virtually every day of our lives, and almost virtually everything that you see in the grocery stores contains sugar. It's not by mistake. It's designed that way, and manufacturers do it intentionally because they want you to keep coming back for more and more and more and more, to include the fast food restaurants. They put their little chemical mix in their products to be appealing to your taste. And once it's appealing to your taste, it goes to that brain center up here that makes you say, I like the way that tastes. Let me get some more of that. That's the way it works. It's done in a laboratory, way before it has ever hit a market. And they know what you like, or love, I should say. So I just pointed out a couple things. Alcohol. Someone is always trying to disturb me when I'm doing the video, but it's okay. I'm almost done. So, alcohol, I pointed that out. It doesn't metabolize in your body through your liver, which is your disease center. That's your poison center, the liver. Okay? It doesn't metabolize. And over a period of time, the alcohol is going to destroy you from within. And God forbid you turn into an alcoholic. It's going to de-escalate that process. And I also mentioned sugar. When you do that in excess, especially outside of your normal carbs. Okay? Now the other culprit, I'm afraid to show you this one. You know what those are? Tobacco. Cigarettes. When you burn a cigarette that's in paper, you are inhaling not only nicotine but tar and other chemicals as well. So you say you want to live, right? You say you love God's green earth, right? So why are we putting chemicals inside of our lungs that's going to lessen the capacity of the lungs to function the way that they were designed to. It's bad enough we have pollution. It's bad enough that there's chemicals and toxins in the air that we breathe all of the time. Yet we want to add more to our lungs, a more heavy load to our lungs. Then we develop those conditions: wheezing, bronchiolitis, asthma, emphysema, and all of the other related issues. And then lung cancer. Don't have the capacity to expand those lungs anymore because our lungs are dying. All because of something that felt good for the moment, tasted good for the moment, and even smelled good for the moment. So, now that I've pointed out just these few things, does it at all change your mind about the habit that you have already established? Are there other habits that you have that could be harming you? Are you in a relationship with someone who emotionally beats on you, who assaults you verbally? It could be men or women. Are you in a relationship where someone is always talking down to you, always calling you names, always saying that you're ugly and that you're not worth anything? You see, that's a bad habit that you have developed, is to stay there. Do you really have control of where you are? Or do you feel that you don't have control? Maybe you can find out how to gain control by leaving that thing that's causing you harm in the first place. Are you afraid? Is that what it is? Is it hard to let go of the cigarettes? Is it hard to let go of the sugar? Is it hard to let go of the alcohol? Is it hard to let go of that abusive spouse or that job where you are demeaned, degraded, frowned upon, talked down to as if you were on the bottom of the manager's or the CEO's foot? Are you afraid to stand your ground and be the magnificent and beautiful human being that you really are inside? Can you not pull from the reserves of that greatness that's inside you and say, I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm not going to abuse myself anymore. I'm not going to allow anyone to abuse me anymore. So my old habits, I'm going to get rid of them. It might take some time, but I'm going to start today. I'm going to start weaning myself off of the tobacco, weaning myself off of the alcohol, weaning myself off of the sugar, and finding a way to leave the situation that's abusive to me in my home or on my job. It's yours. Deliverance is yours if you really want it. The question is, do you really want it? You see, it's one thing to talk about something that's harming you, that's hurting you, that's destroying you internally and emotionally. But it is indeed an entirely different thing to do something about it. You'll be surprised if you take that first step, how far you can really go. This is Brother Teacher. Think on these things. I pray for you daily. Pray for me that I remain strong and that I remain a personality that continues to offer value to all of those who are willing to listen. Again, I love you, and Yahweh loves you. So long.